Welcome to the Navigating the Drought.gov website video tutorial series. This series will showcase various aspects of the Drought.gov website that can assist you with planning and operational decisions. For today's episode, we're going to take a look at the maps to show you the current conditions and where that can be found on the Drought.gov website. So here we are on Drought.gov. Simply go over here to Data and Maps and select that. And then here you see the current conditions link. Go ahead and select that. And now let's go ahead and scroll down and highlight some of the features of this current conditions page. So we start with the U.S. Drought Monitor in the upper left-hand corner here. And again, if you don't remember what the Drought Monitor color conditions are here, you can always just mouse over the legend chart here. Yellow is abnormally dry, and then it goes moderate drought, severe drought, extreme drought, and exceptional drought. You can kind of see many of those conditions across the entire United States. A couple things here, you can use the plus minus to zoom into different regions, or if you have a mouse, you can just kind of roll into a particular area. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Northeast here, and you can see where we've got some abnormally dry conditions as well as some moderate drought conditions, and over portions of southern New Jersey, we actually have an area of severe drought conditions. And if you need more information, you can click on any of the links found on this particular U.S. Drought Monitor box. And then you can also zoom into different states and look at information that way. And that will be for a separate tutorial because there's some very exciting aspects of looking at state and county level data. So that's how you can look at the current conditions for drought. Over here on the right is the precipitation conditions. This is how much precipitation fell over the last 7 days across the area. You can see a large area of precipitation here across the Northeast, and then some drier conditions down across the Mid-Atlantic. Again, you can kind of zoom in to particular regions, looking again at the Northeast. But then you can go ahead and look at the 30-day percent of normal. And so where you see areas that have had precipitation, if we now click on the 30-day percent of normal, you really see the dry conditions that are developing kind of associated with these moderate and severe drought conditions developing across portions of the Mid-Atlantic. And you can see that here in the 30-day percent of normal, as well as the 60-day percent of normal, really showing southern New England and portions of the Mid-Atlantic are really starting to dry out. And then you can come down here, you can look at temperature conditions, the 7-day average, the anomalies, the 30-day anomalies. But over here, the evaporative demand drought index. This map is excellent for showing you rapid onset drought conditions, or what you might have heard the term flash drought. And again, these categories here match with the drought monitor. So where you see yellow, it's abnormally dry, and then you get into the oranges, and that's where you see severe drought, or into these darker, warmer colors, you see the exceptional drought. And notice this area over the past week here, because of those dry conditions, you're starting to see the evaporative demand drought index really point towards this developing drought conditions across portions of southern New England and the Mid-Atlantic. And you can even do a 4-week, looking back at the 4-week conditions, and you can see there really wasn't much development. It was more back into the high plains and the upper Midwest. But in this past week, you really start to see this drying. And that was indicative of what we saw up here with the precipitation conditions and the percent of normal. And if we continue to scroll down, another aspect you can see, you can look at stream flow conditions, but over here, the soil moisture conditions, the 1 meter depth or 100 centimeter depth, again, because of that dryness, we're now starting to see all of this, the soil moisture really starting to dry out. And those are essentially some of the key maps that you can look at to get a good overview of the current conditions using the Drought.gov website.